Hey everyone, Techne here with a comparison of two of the most popular wireless mice right now, the Logitech G Pro X Superlight and the glorious Model O wireless. Now, I did do standalone reviews on both of these mice right here if you want a deeper dive into them. But again, in both of those reviews, as far as the comment section, there was a lot of talk between both of these, again, on both videos, people comparing them to each other. So that's what we're going to do right here. We're going to break them down, look at them, talk about the differences, the similarities, and heck, which one I recommend or which one I use. But just a spoiler here, both of these mice are fantastic. All right, so starting off with number one, the biggest difference, and heck, maybe even the deciding factor for you between both of these mice is the dimensions. Now, when we look at the numbers right here, they're not like drastically, massively different, you know what I mean? But when you get these mice in your hand, you clearly feel it. Number one, Model O being a little bit longer. The G Pro being a little bit taller. Now, when we talk about the width, yeah, they are different, but that's a really hard one to tell, at least for me, medium to large hands. For me, they both are a little bit slim. I would like both of them to be a little bit wider, in my opinion, you know? But I do feel, again, the biggest difference here is the Model O sitting lower than the G Pro. So for the Model O, I can pretty much bring it into like a fingertip, a little bit of claw. Relaxed fingertip is where I tend to go with this right here. But I cannot bring this guy back into my palm. Like, I gotta try hard and then try to rest my hand down to bring this into a palm. And that's a stinker for me right there, you know, because I like a little bit of palm. When I get in the hot and heated moments to get that relaxed fingertip, you know what I mean? Again, we all know grip and hand size and preferred shapes are all personal preference, so I'm letting you know about mine right here. But as far as me, that's what I get. Now, if you use the old Model O's or Zowie FK series, that's pretty much exactly what you have here, and you know what that shape and grip is. Now, the G Pro Superlight, again, exact same as the original G Pro wireless, so if you grip that, you know what it is. But as far as the G Pro here, it fits my hand a lot better for every grip. Fingertip, claw, again, it's just nice and cozy. That hump is definitely more prominent. You clearly feel the hump difference here. The G Pro, I can pull it back and rest it in my hand. Now, you're not getting that ergonomic mouse like palm grip type feel, you know, but I can bring it back there and it sits a lot better if I want to do that. Say if you're working or something, not gaming, you can still pull it back there and it's very cozy for any situation, for me at least. Now, next up that's different is the weight. The G Pro X Superlight coming in at 63 grams, the Model O wireless coming in at 69 grams. You're probably thinking, man, that's not a big difference. That's not really gonna make a deciding factor for me. They're both incredibly lightweight for wireless mice. And yes, they are. They're very lightweight. Now, this is where the difference comes into place. Number one, the build. As you can see, the G Pro X Superlight, solid, no holes or anything. Model O wireless, again, you got that honeycomb hole. So if you don't like that, again, that can be a deciding factor for you. But that's besides the point. You know what I mean? Number one, the G Pro X Superlight, again, being solid like this guy coming at 63 grams is incredibly well balanced. Not too heavy in the front, back, sides, or anything. You lift this guy up in any position. You don't feel any strain in any certain position. Again, this guy is balanced, pristine. It is just perfection as far as the balance across it. Again, with it being a complete solid shell, you feel that within this mouse, and that's awesome. Now, this is coming over to the Model O wireless. This caught my attention right off the bat right there. Again, talking about those shapes, dimensions, and the grip right there, me being primary fingertip, you clearly feel the weight towards the front of this mouse. I mean, it's clear as day, and you can look in the internals and see, again, the PCB and everything scooched up to the front right there. Now, is it like, you know, deal-breaking? No, but it's clear as day, you feel it. And again, with this mouse being fingertip or claw for me, with that weight being up front, you feel it drastically right there. You do feel that weight easily, you know what I mean? So that makes the mouse feel a little bit heavier for me. Talking about the G Pro Superlight, again, perfectly balanced. And again, no matter where or how you're gripping this, you feel that 63 grams perfectly proportioned out there. Again, I can talk about it all day long. You can hear about it. You can look at the numbers, say, meh, not a big deal. But when you get them in your hand, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, next up, going right in line with the weight is the build of these mice. Being incredibly lightweight, we're concerned, hey, are they still built great? Now, number one, as we just mentioned, the difference you can see, Model O wireless, you have that honeycomb cutout right there. G Pro is solid. But the build on both of these mice are incredibly solid. No creaking, no cranking, no flexing, no button activation, no nothing. And that's, again, it's awesome to be able to say that about a glorious mice for me now, you know what I mean? We all know Logitech always makes solid products, but again, with this guy coming in at 63 grams, this solid build like this, it's incredible how solid this mouse is. Heck, both of them. Again, the build on both of these guys are top notch. Now, one other thing as far as the build of both of these mice, which I know a lot of people got upset about, is with the G Pro X Superlight still using micro USB in 2020. Me personally, it doesn't make that big of a difference to me. It's never been a deciding factor or purchase decision maker in any of my products. Heck, looking at my desk right now, I have more devices using micro USB than USB-C. Yes, I prefer USB-C too as well. I mean, the biggest thing is I don't have to look at where I put it in. It's just whatever way, bam, it connects right there. But again, it's never been a deciding factor for me. But I do agree, at the price point of this mouse right here, I think what would have like kind of closed the door on this mouse is they got power play charging with the Logitech mouse pad and everything. But if they could put QI or Qi charging, whatever you call it, into this, I don't know how much weight that would have increased, but that would have closed the door on this guy right there. That would have been really cool. So I guess if we look at it that way, you got to compile both the price and then the micro USB. Then it's kind of like, meh, why? But again, don't let that be your deciding factor for this mouse. Now, I think what people should be focusing on more is not even just the base connection, but how about the wires coming out of it? Me personally, I charge my stuff overnight, so I never have to worry about that. I'm pretty much never using a cable. I honestly never do use the cable, you know? But if you had to use the cable that comes with the Model O wireless is fantastic. Maybe the best, actually it is the best cable that comes with the wireless mouse. It's almost paracord. Slap it in a bungee and you will be perfectly fine. Again, the cable, the stock rubber cable that comes with the Superlight is just, it's just a charging cable, you know what I mean? So I'd focus on that even more than it being C to micro. Now, as far as performance of the mice, the Model O wireless is using the BAMF sensor, the G Pro Superlight is using the Hero sensor, and both of them are perfectly spot on. No liftoff issues, no delays, no nothing. They both perform perfectly fine. The biggest difference you're gonna see is within the feet right here. The G Pro Superlight, as you can see, you have all that coverage right there. Honestly, these feet are not the best. They're thin, they're soft. If you just ride it off your mouse pad, you get a little scrape in there and indents in there. So like I stated in my original video, I will be replacing these ASAP once available. The feet on the Model O wireless, very nice, big, and rounded off right there. I get a really nice glide on these. Again, it's not covering as much ground as a Superlight, but still very nice feet here. Now this next difference right here is a little bit of build and performance here, and that is the buttons on both of these mice. The Model O wireless, nice finger grooves in 1 and 2. The scroller on this guy is so nice. It's soft, tactile, silent. I really love it. Rubber grip up there. Right above that you have DPI button, and then now your side buttons over here. These things are fantastic. Perfect position, very clicky, not too much poster pre, very clicky. They stick out a nice amount and they are in the perfect position. Again, at least for me. I stinking love them right here. Great buttons right here. And on the bottom of the mouse, you have your power button. Coming over here to the G Pro Superlight, 1 and 2. Again, pretty much the exact same as original G Pro. Now, the scroll wheel right here, it is a little bit softer than the original G Pro, at least on my copy here. In Call of Duty, I cycle my weapons with my scroll wheel here, and I got some accidental cycles with this guy. Again, it was a little bit looser than I would prefer. Side buttons here, great position as well. They do sit in a little bit further than compared to the Model O wireless, but again, a great position, very nice and clicky. Underneath, you have the power button, and if you caught on right there, there is no DPI cycle button on the Superlight right there. You got to adjust that in the software. Now, a difference, but a very minor difference in my opinion. The Model O wireless has RGB, the Superlight does not. All right, so as we just heard right there are some significant differences between both of these mice. We can't just say O wireless and then the G Pro. Again, they're two very different mice right here. But the biggest thing I think that a lot of people just be like straight up focused on, besides even the shape or anything like that, is price. And the G Pro Superlight comes in at 150 bucks. That's not cheap. It is an expensive mouse, a very expensive mouse, like I said in my original review. The Model O wireless comes in at 80 bucks. That is just a fantastic price right there for a wireless gaming mouse of this caliber. Lightweight, fantastic build, great performance. It's an awesome value right here. And again, I love being able to say that about Glorious mouse. You know, the previous Glorious mice have not been that great at a value price, you know. This guy screams it right here. But going right there, I think you should, and this is hard to say, you know what I mean? Like I say, oh, hey, put the price aside. I mean, we have to focus on price. I mean, it's money, you know what I mean? Money, we don't all just have loads of money. But if you're looking at, you want that premium mouse, that mouse that's going to suit you right, is seriously, I'm going to tell you right now, the mouse that I picked, the mouse that's on my desk is the G Pro Superlight. This guy's boxed up and in a closet, right? The G Pro is mine. Hands down, that's the one I would pick. But why I state right here is don't just say, oh, let me get this because it's it's a cool, lightweight, wireless mouse. Focus on that shape. If you used the previous the Model O's and you like that shape, total win right here, completely, you know what I mean? If you don't like that shape or you don't like the FK shape or something like that, don't just say, oh, hey, I need it because it's cheap wireless gaming mouse, you know what I mean? Again, for me, the G Pro Superlight right here, it's such a great mouse. You feel that quality and just that perfection put into it. The best way for me to explain it right here, honestly, both of these mice are great, so don't think I'm trashing them right here, right? But the Model O wireless is a Toyota, and the G Pro Superlight is a Lexus, if that makes sense. Just, again, feeling the balanced, just getting it in your hand, you really feel that, you know what I mean? Maybe a better comparison, and I've driven both of these cars and owned both of them. The Model O is a Prius, and then the G Pro Superlight is a Tesla. You know what I mean? That's a good comparison right there, you know? Again, I'm not saying, heck, I owned a Prius. I currently own a Tesla. You know what I mean? Again, they're both great cars, great mice right here, but you clearly feel the difference of quality. Like this guy's just the engineering and the design within it being balanced with this lightweight and the feel, the quality, you feel it right here. Again, this is fantastic, but the biggest turnoff for me is that weight being up front. I mean, the shape. I don't like the shape, but that's personal preference 100% right there, you know what I mean? So again, G Pro Superlight all day long for me. Please let me know down in the comments which one you pick or which one you will pick up. And again, let me know, why. I'd really like to hear your thoughts on why you picked one or the other. But anyways, thank you so much for stopping by and watching my review on two of the most popular wireless gaming mice right now. I hope I was able to answer some questions for you in this comparison, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for some future tech videos. Hey, I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye now.